Well, I always knew that I wanted to go to community college, but I'm out of county. So I'm in Monmouth County, and that would be Brookdale for me, would be my community college. But I went to Allentown because my town doesn't have a high school. And we had a program with Mercer. And my senior year of high school, I did the pastry arts program through the college. So I got 12 college credits. And I would leave half day for high school, and I would come here. So that really gave me a feel for the school and the professors and, you know, what direction I actually really wanted to go in. And when I did the program, I knew exactly that I wanted to be in pastry arts. Like, it just like clicked when I did the program. And it was just kind of pointless to go anywhere else. I mean, I already got to know most of the professors since, you know, the hotel, restaurant, institution, management, and pastry arts and culinary. It's all such a small, you know, part of the college. And so you get to know your professors really well and work with them really well. And it was just, I knew that I wanted to be here. There was not one professor I didn't like. And so that's why I came here, because why would I go to Brookdale and have to start new when I knew my professors and they knew me, and we, you know, started to form a relationship, and it was like, okay, this is where I wanted to go.
My parents thought it would be a good transition for me before going to a four-year school. So they thought that it would be best if I went to Mercer and then, you know, adjusted to the college workload before I went somewhere else.
Well, about 4 years ago, I went to Rutgers University at the age of 18, and it was a bit overwhelming at the time. It was too much freedom at a young age, and I didn't finish with the best of grades, and I kind of dropped out. When I wanted to get back into a school environment, I chose Mercer Community College, and I felt that was the perfect stepping stone for me. It was convenient, it was driving distance, but away from my home, to keep me away from the troubles and all the distracting issues in my home environment. It was a good school to choose to just begin to start to turn my life around.
I've met professors and gotten to know professors, and they've gotten to know me, and it's like not a relationship that I'm gonna, you know, keep forever, like it's like a friendship, but it's like something that I'll never forget, you know. They made the experience of education so much better for me. And, you know, I followed these professors, you know, I've been here since my senior year in high school. So now this is technically my fourth year here. And I've had some of these professors since high school. So it's awesome to kind of like go on a journey with them. And I never really was big on education before this. I never really liked school. And so when I found my passion here, they helped me grow tremendously in that area. You know, where I actually enjoy my education now, and I don't, you know, hate going to school. In high school, I hated it. And so I think it was definitely the student-teacher relationships that I've formed.
It really taught me how to actually be a student, because the school that I came from, it was from a small town, and the education there was very unorganized and stuff, and the teachers didn't really care. So they passed a lot of people that they shouldn't. They kind of just threw everyone that got over a C into honors classes and stuff like that. So this class taught me what it actually takes to be a good student.
I think it's that boost of confidence. You know, there was that huge period of time where I didn't go to school, and when I decided to go back into school, you know, I came in here with under the impression that I felt like, oh, it was too late to, you know, go back to school to do well. You know, there's such a huge gap in time where I just haven't been to school. I haven't been doing anything. So it's just like that boost of confidence, doing well, you know, and the school giving me opportunities such as the American Honors Program. And, you know, I just had to claim those opportunities. And once I joined, you know, it made me feel good about myself. I was like, yeah, I could do this.
Absolutely, 100%. It's working at the same time as going to school, because it's so difficult. I don't think anybody really realizes I am a very serious student, which I never, trust me, if you saw my high school resume, you'd be like, this girl is not for school. But when working at the same time, I mean, I'm working a full-time job and taking 15 credits a semester, so it's hard to, find the time to do your work and sit down and really, really focus. I am very serious about my grades. So to really find the time to sit down and focus on school and then focus on work, I think that was my biggest obstacle by far.
Time management was a big one for me, prioritizing. In high school, I could just not show up somewhere or just kind of slack off and procrastinate, and here I couldn't. And deadlines actually do matter in college, and not everyone's going to make concessions and tell you can just turn it in next week or let you hand everything in like a week before class ends. So it taught me how to really take things seriously and want things for myself, because no one's going to say, hey, you didn't come to class today, let me hand you a packet tomorrow and I'll give you a grade. It doesn't work that way.
With school comes that newfound freedom, but with that freedom comes responsibilities, a multitude of responsibilities. Things like constant changing relationships with people, time management, just dealing with these common stressors are like a little overwhelming. So I would think the biggest obstacle, the grand obstacle, is maintaining emotional stability. Keeping yourself in good health. Grades are just as important, but if you worry so much about grades and you keep yourself busy, like when you're not at school, you're at work, whenever you're not at work, you're at school, being that kind of a college student can really drive you insane. So I think it's emotional health, like keeping emotional health. Once your emotional health declines, you start to feel tired, your grades will fall. The biggest obstacle is being able to stay healthy mentally.
I think with registering, maybe try to actually fit people's schedules around their major, because I noticed when I first registered for my summer class, they kind of just gave me whatever fit the time slot that I wanted and not what went with my major, because I told them I was a communications major and they were like, oh, how about this math class and this cooking class? And I'm like, well, that's not really, So I think that whoever does the scheduling for the students should maybe try to make it fit into what they want and what could help them in the future.
For a lot of students, and I'm sure they feel the same as me, the most overwhelming thing is the transition to a new school from the kind of lifestyle they had before to a busy one. So what the school can do is do things like this interview to immerse the students into something, give them the opportunity, the chance to be involved in something where they feel special, where they feel important, and where they feel involved with the school. Things like that will make them more motivated to learn, more motivated to succeed academically.
Well, from my time being here, I could honestly say that I've had amazing professors, and then I could also say that I've had, decent professors. And I think that the amount of how much, professors engage with their students is tremendous in the way the students interact with their school and their student life. I mean, I realize that, and this is just from my experience and what I observe, that when a professor is more engaged with their students and they not get on a personal level, but, they really try to, focus on each student individually. And I get that's hard because my mom's an educator too, and I know that that's difficult. But I think that helps the student in the long run like crazy. It just definitely helps the student to focus on their, academics, and it helps them because if they have an issue, they don't feel uncomfortable with going to a professor and saying, listen, here's my issue. So I think that with the professor opening up more to the students, I think that gives them leeway.